Greetings. Today I'll be demonstrating how to get shallow depth of field with your smartphone. Shallow depth of field, otherwise known as bokeh effect, refers to the area behind, in front of, and in behind the focal plane. You try to get a shallow depth of field to focus the attention of the viewer on the subject, which is you. I'll be talking about talking head videos in which you are filming yourself. If you want to focus the viewer's attention onto yourself, you could use a blank background behind you. But if you are not keen to do that, you could film it in your own house and use your smartphone. But using a smartphone requires some understanding of the capabilities of your smartphone. Depth of field depends upon three factors. First and foremost is the aperture. Second is the focal length. And third is the distance between the camera and the subject. In the case of the smartphone, the aperture is fixed. For the Note 9 in which I am filming, the aperture is f1.5 or it could be f2.5. It's a dual aperture rear camera. I am filming with the f1.5 right now. Focal length is around 24 millimeter. The focal length of this camera lens is 24 millimeter. And the third factor which is under my control is that the subject should be close to the camera. Now in this case, I am about 1.5 feet away from the camera, and there should be a lot of separation between me and the background. So you can see that painting in the background on the wall, and now that is in focus now. But if I intervene in between, the camera now focuses on me, and the painting is, I'll move my head to the other side, and the painting is relatively blurred, right? So this is one way. So if I come closer to the camera, then the camera focuses on me better. And now you can see that the flowers on the desk behind me, they are in relatively less focus. They are blurred. But if I go back, you can see that the flowers on the desk, they are in greater focus. So the key to get a bokeh effect or depth of field, shallow depth of field, is to come as close to the camera as possible. So right now I am closer to the camera and I am speaking to the camera, and there is a good shallow depth of field. The flowers behind me, the paintings behind me, and the light stand behind me, and the objects on the shelf behind me over there, you can see over there, they're all in poor focus, whereas my face is in good focus. So in this experiment, I am just relying on the pure optics of the camera after having understood the limitations. And now let me take up this example a little bit further. That is, if I want to come closer to the camera to get a good depth of field, if I come closer to the camera to get a good depth of field, you can see that my head is cut off. And you don't want this. So to overcome this, we will be discussing this in part 2 as to how to get closer to the camera to achieve a shallow depth of field and at the same time framing yourself properly. Now this first part is I'm filming with a f1.5. Now I'm going to change the aperture in the Note 9 camera to the next one which is available on Note 9, which is the f2.5, and you can see that the depth of field will be different. Now I'm recording with the f2.4 aperture of my Note 9, and I've increased the exposure a little bit to compensate for the smaller aperture, and I'm going to compare this shallow depth of field with the previous one achieved with the f1.5. So now I'm coming closer to the camera and I'm moving my head to one side, and let's see what the effect on the blur over the distant wall is. Now I'm trying out the live focus video on my Samsung Note 20 Ultra. The foreground, the subject, I am in quite sharp focus, and the background behind me has been blurred out. Although the background appears to be very fuzzy, there is some flicker seen in the background. This is a reasonable focus with the background blur available, and this is possible with the camera app itself, in the native camera app itself in the Samsung Note 20 Ultra. So this is another form of getting a background blur from your own phone. This time I'm using the Samsung Note 20 Ultra to get the background blur. Now I'm going to clamp on a wide angle lens to my camera and try to achieve a shallow depth of field. What this wide angle does is that when I come closer to the camera, normally my face would get distorted, but this wide angle lens will help to maintain the proper perspective and place me in the background. And although I am closer to the camera, it will be focused on me, but I will be in a proper perspective and the background behind me will be relatively blurred. So I'm going to apply this. Now I've come closer to the camera, and let's see what it has done to the depth of field. And now I'm in the focus, and now I'm going to move my head, and you can see that the background painting on the back wall over there, that has been blurred out, as is the clock over there, the clock above the painting. And to the other side you can see that the flowers, they're also in poor focus. This is the effect of a wide angle lens. So I can come closer to the camera and still have a proper framing and get a good depth of field. And the tele lens over the middle camera is the best effect which we can get here. I am in sharp focus. There is a good background blur over of the flowers and the clock and every object in the background behind me. There's a distance of about 20 feet between me and the objects, and the distance between me and the camera is around 2 feet. Now I have placed the anamorphic lens over the middle camera and adjusted the parameters in the hardware settings of Filmic Pro. And let us discuss what is the effect on the background blur. Now the first thing to note is that the background behind me has widened to include the objects further away than previously. What about the background blur itself? The painting on the wall to my left side, that is blurred. The flowers on the shelf behind me, they are blurred. The painting behind me on the wall, that is definitely blurred. The spokes of the clock behind me, there it's also not clear, and there is a wide effect now. So this is the anamorphic effect. If I come closer, I have not set the focus lock in Filmic Pro. The focus is still open, and I have also left the exposure open. So an anamorphic lens also appears to give some background blur with the additional advantage of a squeeze and from top to bottom and an expansion in the horizontal direction, thus giving a cinematic effect. I have not tried to place some lights in my background. That could probably have a bokeh effect at night time. So we have seen, I have used 3 lenses on 2 cameras, and to ascertain which combinations of lens and camera, which lenses will give you which settings in the camera will give a background blur. So far we have seen how we can achieve shallow depth of field in a smartphone. To sum up, I changed the aperture from 1.5 to 2.4, and I use the physics of focusing. That is, I came closer to the lens to get the lens focused on my face and cause a relative blur of the objects behind me. Then I have used the wide angle lens and the telephoto lens, achieving the background blur with these two lenses. So these are the methods available to anybody. You can, and if you understand the principles of physics, you can get a shallow depth of field, but you will not get a tremendous shallow depth of field. It would be good enough for a talking head video. If you want to achieve shallow depth of field while filming outdoor objects, then I would recommend that you purchase a DSLR or a mirrorless camera if you are so serious and keen about it. So this information would have been useful for people who are intent on creating content and producing talking head videos to get a shallow depth of field. If you did like this video, kindly give it a thumbs up, like and share. Subscribe to my YouTube channel Madras Joint Replacement Center MJRC, and after subscribing, smash the bell icon so that you will be notified when I upload another video. I'll see you in another video. Cheers. Bye.